Did you know there's a village in Japan where people live past 100 and still ride bicycles? Every morning, a woman named Aiko, she's 97, squats down to tend her garden, cooks breakfast from scratch, and walks to the market with a woven basket in hand. No walker, no pills, no complaints. Meanwhile, here in the US, we spend billions on supplements, gym memberships, and high-tech fitness trackers. Yet most of us feel our bodies slow down after 50. Aching knees, brain fog, a sense that time is quietly stealing pieces of us. So what's the difference? It's not sushi, it's not green tea, and it's not some miracle gene. It's 6 tiny movements, so simple, so natural, that most Western doctors never paid attention until now. Because recent studies from Harvard and Stanford found that these subtle habits, done in kitchens, gardens, and quiet parks, don't just preserve health, they rewire it. One of them? Just 2 minutes a day, linked to 7 more years of life. This isn't a workout video. This is a story of movement, memory, and the choice to age on your own terms. There's a quiet paradox happening right under our noses. In America, we've never had more access to health advice. Fitness apps buzz on our phones. Superfoods crowd our shelves. Doctors, influencers, and podcasts tell us what to eat, what to avoid, and how to optimize every cell in our body. And yet, at age 50, most Americans begin to feel it. The creak in the knees, the stiff lower back each morning, that moment at the grocery store when we can't remember why we walked into the aisle. We blame it on aging. That's just how it goes, we say. But halfway across the world on the islands of Japan, something very different is happening. In Okinawa, a fisherman in his late 80s still sets sail before sunrise. In Tokyo, office workers in their 70s join group stretches before clocking in. And in small mountain towns, elders walk gracefully through forests, their posture upright, their minds clear. In fact, Japan has over 90,000 centenarians, more than any other country by population. But it's not just that they live longer, they live better. So what's going on? Is it their diet? Maybe. Their healthcare system? Possibly. Their genetics? Not entirely. Because when researchers from Harvard and Stanford spent years studying these elders, some over 100, still mobile, still sharp, they found something deeply surprising. The difference wasn't in what they ate, it was in how they moved. Not intense workouts, not lifting weights, but 6 simple, daily motions. So subtle they once seemed irrelevant to modern medicine. And yet, the data told a different story. Movements that kept joints young, habits that rebalanced the brain, postures that predicted independence better than any lab result. If you're over 50 and starting to feel life move a little slower, this story is not about regret. It's about remembering what your body once knew and gently inviting it back. Because these 6 ancient movements are more than routines. They are a philosophy, one that could change how we all grow older. In the West, movement is often framed in extremes. No pain, no gain, push harder, go faster, burn more. We treat the body like a machine, something to be optimized, measured, challenged. But what if that very mindset is aging us faster? You see, in Japan, especially among the elders, movement isn't about sculpting muscles or chasing steps on a Fitbit. It's about flow, connection, awareness. They don't work out. They move, with rhythm, with breath, and with intention so subtle that, for decades, Western doctors dismissed it as irrelevant. No sweat, no benefit, right? Wrong. Because now, neuroscience is catching up. Brain scans, balance tests, and joint studies are revealing what these elders always knew. Subtle movement isn't weak, it's wise. Take sampo, slow walking paired with breath. To the untrained eye, It looks like nothing, just a stroll. But inside the body, the nervous system shifts from fight or flight to calm. The heart rate smooths. The brain lights up in areas linked to memory, coordination, and emotional regulation. Then there's Radio Taiso, 3 minutes of gentle, flowing stretches broadcast nationwide every morning. No grunting, no reps, no gym gear, just the nation choosing grace over grind. And the impact? Lower fall rates, healthier joints, sharper minds, stronger bones. These movements aren't just easier on the body, they're smarter for the brain. Why? Because as we age, it's not our biceps that betray us. It's our balance, our mobility, our ability to adapt quickly and calmly when life throws a stumble. And subtle movement trains that adaptability. It restores the body's internal dialogue, the quiet feedback between joints and nerves, between muscles and memory. So if you've been avoiding movement because it feels exhausting, if the idea of a gym makes your shoulders tense, take heart. Your body doesn't need louder effort, it needs quieter signals, because movement, done wisely, isn't just motion, it's medicine. And the first prescription? A walk so slow it retrains the way your feet talk to your brain. Let's take that first step into the art of sampo. 6 movements, 1 philosophy, a different kind of health. What if aging well wasn't about chasing more, but returning to what we've quietly lost? In Japan, longevity isn't treated as a goal to be hacked. It's a byproduct of how they live, move, breathe, and connect. And at the heart of that life are 6 simple movements, not workouts, not regimens, not biohacks with fancy names, just daily rituals woven into kitchens, gardens, hallways, parks. And here's the paradox. The simpler they look, the deeper they work. These 6 movements aren't random. They support every system aging tries to steal: your balance, your clarity, your strength, your independence. Let's take a glance. Sampo, a slow, mindful walk that resets your breath and balance. Radio Taiso, a rhythmic morning stretch that lubricates your joints like clockwork. Deep squat. Rest, a forgotten posture that rebuilds hip strength and spinal health. Single leg standing, 1 minute of stillness that lights up your brain and stabilizes your frame. Floor sitting transitions, a humble test that reveals how much strength you still hold. Towel twist, a 2-minute spiral that activates your core, your coordination, and even your memory. But beyond the benefits, there's something more subtle, more profound. These movements ask you to pay attention, to feel the ground beneath your feet, to listen to your breath, to greet your body not with pressure, but with presence. They aren't designed to fix you. They're meant to reconnect you to your natural rhythm, to your own strength, to the way you were meant to move. And that's the real secret. It's not about moving more. It's about moving right. Over the next few minutes, we'll explore each of these 6 movements, one by one, their science, their stories, and how they could quietly reshape the way you age. Ready? Let's begin where independence begins, at the hips, the knees, and the ground beneath you. From chair to ground, reclaiming the strength we lost. When was the last time you sat on the ground? Not on a yoga mat, not at the edge of your bed, but truly, flat on the floor, legs folded or knees bent, spine upright and steady. For many of us, it's a distant memory. For some, it never happened at all. But in Japan, sitting on the ground isn't unusual. It's daily life. They eat there. They rest there. They gather with friends, watch TV, trim bonsai, sip tea, all from the floor. And because of that, they rise from it dozens of times each day. It might seem simple, But to researchers, this humble movement, going from standing to floor and back again, is one of the most powerful indicators of healthy aging. In a study of over 10,000 Japanese adults, those who could sit down and stand back up from the floor without using their hands had significantly better flexibility, strength, and coordination. But more shocking, they also had a markedly lower risk of mortality over the next 6 years. Why? Because the floor doesn't lie. It reveals whether your hips are still open, whether your knees still trust you, whether your core still holds steady when the world tilts, and most importantly, whether you can still get up on your own. Here in the West, chairs are everywhere. We sit higher, softer, more often, and in doing so, we slowly lose the very abilities that once came naturally. By the time many hit 70, standing from the ground feels dangerous. At 80, it's avoided. At 90, it's impossible, but it doesn't have to be. Start small. Use a cushion. Hold a sturdy chair. Lower into a kneeling position and gently rise. Do it once a day, then twice. Your body will remember, because it wants to. This isn't about flexibility. It's about freedom, the kind that doesn't show up on a fitness tracker, but shows up when you drop your keys and don't need to call for help. Reclaiming this one movement could mean the difference between living independently and living in fear. Because the moment we stop trusting the ground, we stop trusting ourselves. Let's rebuild that trust, one squat, one rise at a time. Up next, the unexpected power of stillness, and how 1 minute on one leg can rebuild your brain from the inside out. Stillness that heals. The magic of balance and breath. Picture this. A 74-year-old woman brushing her teeth, standing calmly on one foot. No gym, no timer, no fuss, just her. 1 minute. Still, yet fully alive. In Japan, this isn't unusual. Doctors there don't just prescribe medications for aging. They prescribe balance. Specifically, 1 minute of single leg standing, twice a day. It sounds almost too simple to matter. But when researchers at Fukuoka University tracked over 12,000 older adults for 15 years, they found something extraordinary. Those who practiced single leg standing regularly had 68% fewer hip fractures, 75% fewer hospitalizations from falls, and, perhaps most remarkably, higher gray matter volume in parts of the brain tied to coordination and memory. Let that sink in. 1 foot, 1 minute, a stronger brain. Because balancing isn't just about muscles, it's about micro corrections. Tiny shifts your body makes, hundreds per minute. Your ankles adjust, your hips stabilize, your core ignites. And your brain? It wakes up. In fact, recent findings from the Mayo Clinic suggest that your ability to balance on one leg is a better predictor of longevity than cholesterol or blood pressure. So if you've ever felt a wobble when turning too fast, or caught yourself reaching for the wall after standing up, don't ignore it. It's not just age. It's a signal from your nervous system, gently asking to be retrained. The best part? You don't need extra time. Stand on one leg while brushing your teeth. Start with 20 seconds. Use the counter if needed. Then switch sides. Feeling strong? Try it with your eyes closed. Feeling bold? Add a gentle turn of the head. Because each extra challenge creates new neural pathways, new strength, new trust in your body. Balance isn't built in the gym. It's built in moments of quiet practice, between breaths, between thoughts, between steps. And in those moments, we rediscover what aging well truly means. Next, let's explore a national ritual that unites millions of Japanese every morning. 3 minutes of movement that feel more like meditation than exercise. The morning that moves a nation. Rituals worth borrowing. It's 6:30 a.m. in Japan. The streets are still quiet. The sun is just beginning to warm the rooftops. And then, a gentle piano melody plays. Not from a phone, not from a commercial, but from national radio. This isn't the news. It's not weather or traffic. It's a signal that millions of people, from school children to office workers to 90-year-old grandmothers, are about to move together. Welcome to Radio Taiso, a morning tradition that's been flowing through Japan since 1928, just over 3 minutes long. 13 simple movements, no equipment, no instructor yelling from a screen, just rhythm, breath, and unity. You'll see people stretching in parks, factory workers gathering before their shift, families pausing in their kitchens, raising their arms in gentle circles. It's graceful, it's light, and it's surprisingly powerful. In a study of over 8,000 Japanese seniors, those who practiced Radio Taiso daily had 40% fewer falls, 55% less chronic back pain, greater flexibility in hips and shoulders, even into their 80s. Why? Because these flowing movements wake up the joints. They stimulate synovial fluid, your body's natural joint lubricant. Without it, stiffness creeps in. With it, your body hums again. And here's the beauty. It's not about effort. It's about ritual. There's something deeply human about moving in sync with others, especially at the start of a day. It anchors you. It reminds you, I am still part of this world. I still move. I still begin again. You don't need to be in Japan to feel it. Start your own ritual. 3 minutes, gentle stretches, maybe even to music you love. Because it's not just about the movement, it's about the message. Your day, your life, your health can begin with grace. Now, let's finish strong with the final movement that ties everything together. A twist so simple, so overlooked, it might just be the key to a longer, sharper, more resilient life. Aging on your own terms, one movement, one choice. Let's be honest. Aging isn't something most of us look forward to. We brace for it. We manage it. We hope to slow it down, maybe even outrun it for a while. But the truth is, aging isn't the enemy. Disconnection is. Disconnection from our bodies, from our breath, from the ground beneath us, from the belief that we still have power over how we live. What you've seen in these 6 movements isn't magic. It's not a secret only available in Japan. It's remembrance, a return to what your body was designed to do before the chairs, the screens, the schedules, the fear. Because the Japanese elders don't do these things to live forever. They do them to live fully, clear-headed, balanced, independent, in rhythm with their own lives. And here's the most beautiful part. You don't need to do all 6. You don't need to be perfect. You don't need to be young, flexible, or pain-free. You just need to choose one. One movement, 1 minute, one choice to say, I'm not done yet. Maybe it's standing on one leg while brushing your teeth. Maybe it's sitting on the floor again. Maybe it's walking slower, breathing deeper. Whatever it is, let it be yours. Because when you choose to move with awareness, you're not just moving your body, you're moving toward life. So here's your gentle invitation. Pick one movement. Do it today. Do it tomorrow. And let it ripple into strength, balance, clarity, and peace. Because aging doesn't have to mean letting go. Sometimes it means coming back to yourself,